John, good morning. I wonder, I know Joe Biden's overseas right now. Does that cell number you have for him work if you try to reach out to him in the UK or somewhere?
I suspect they got rid of that a long time ago. Hey, how to tighten up his lifestyle so he couldn't afford all those phones anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Let me put up on the screen here, guys, E9. I think this is Catherine Herridge at CBS who had a letter that US Attorney Weiss there in Delaware that they got, that where Lindsey Graham, Senator Durbin on the Democratic side acknowledged discussions with Justice Department officials about whether he had the authority to bring charges outside of Delaware into Hunter Biden probe. I was assured that I would be granted this authority if it proved necessary. It says in the letter, he obviously wanted to expand that scope. Where do we stand right now with Weiss and how he was held in, what these IRS whistleblowers that you've reported on? Where are we on the Hunter Biden situation?
Well, listen, I think Weiss is trying to thread a needle to make it look like everything was normal in the Hunter Biden case when these whistleblowers are saying nothing was normal, that they were interfered with from top to bottom during the investigation. And I think the big thing, and you'll see this story tomorrow on Just the News, there is clear evidence that Weiss's staff signed off on a broad indictment. I'm going to put some of this paper evidence into public tomorrow so people can see it. His office signs off on an indictment that goes all the way back to 2014, includes the Burisma information, and then he doesn't bring it. So think about what he just told the Senate. I was told I had the authority if I wanted to do it. He then signed off on doing it, and then he didn't do it. So Weiss has some very significant questions he's going to have to answer. And while that's going on, there are discussions on Capitol Hill that maybe either the Comer Committee or the House Ways and Means Committee will bring Gary Shapley and the other whistleblower, whose name we still don't know, and testify publicly so every American can see who they are. Are they partisans? Are they old-fashioned cops? I think that could happen at the end of this month. And I think that those are really important things. I'll just add one other thing we broke this morning. Senator Grassley gave us a letter. In that letter to Mr. Weiss, he says, I found out that your staff was briefed 2 weeks before the 2020 election, that the FBI had an informant saying that Joe Biden was involved in a bribery scheme in Ukraine. Think about that. The prosecutor who's been working this case for 3 years, who didn't bring the bigger indictment against Hunter Biden, also knew before the election that there was a very credible allegation of bribery against Joe Biden.
Unreal.
Wow, how corrupt. Yeah. Unbelievable.